Alright, guys. So, I just got done watching 28 Years Later, and I gotta say, it was a pretty good movie. I actually really enjoyed it. It was a really good movie, I really liked it. So, it takes place, I guess, 28 years later after the events of the first movie. There's two of them. There's 28 days later, 28 weeks later now, or 28 months later, and now 28 years later. I gotta say, it was really good. It was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. It starts off where this mom, she drops off her kid at this house, and all these kids are watching Teletubbies, and, and she tells her kid, stay here, don't go anywhere. And she goes back outside, and then he goes to see, where the hell is she going? What the hell's going on? And then he basically saw her getting attacked by the damn zombies, and attacked by damn zombies, and she was like, "Run, run, get the hell out of here!" And then he ran to this church, and then at the church, he said to the priest, "Hey, well, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? The zombies are after us. What are we gonna do? We gotta do something." And the priest is like. He's like really weird. He's like, "It's great. It's great. This is the best thing that's ever happened." Or he's like really weird. It was like possessed or something. So then, basically, the priest let them in, let them attack him, and let them turn him into one of those things. It was really weird. And the kid had to hide underneath, and yeah, then they just attacked the priest, turned him into one of those things. And then after that, it went to like a few years later, and he was living with his mom. Somehow his mom survives. I don't know how. I thought she would definitely turn into one of those things, but she's alive, but she's sick. And then him and his dad, have to take care of her and stuff. And she's sick. And you find out later on, she had cancer, and I find that out later on in the movie. And then there was a doctor, but the dad didn't want to get her help for some reason, but he knew a doctor just didn't want to. I don't know, something he got a falling out with doctor, but the kid was like, "Why don't you want to get her help? Do you want her to die?" And he's like, "No, of course I don't want her to die." But then the kid goes out, he takes the mom and goes out to find the doctor, and eventually they do. And then eventually, he figures out what's wrong with her and says, she has cancer and she's gonna die. And then he winds up, just putting her out of her misery and, shooting her dead. I guess to put her out of her misery, stuff. And yeah, it was really sad. It was pretty sad. I was not expecting that to happen, but it was a really good movie. It was a lot better than I thought. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. It's really good. I definitely recommend this.